morning, everybody. It's interesting because it's snowing out today, but this last week it was so nice that the maple trees were sapping everywhere.
Oh, they were sapping?
They were sapping.
Does that mean they're sad?
I don't know. I just sort of made that word up.
Oh, I like that.
But
well, you're kind of an expert now, right?
Right. I am completely an expert because it was my first experience maple syruping or sugaring. I don't know how you say it.
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah, I don't know what the proper terms are.
Okay.
However, it was pretty cool to experience the process of how to make maple syrup from tree sap.
Well, I hope you brought some pictures.
I did. And first, you got to see what tree sap looks like. Can you see in there?
It's clear like that?
It's clear, and it is just pure, like pure water. It's absolutely pure. It is not cloudy. It is so cool to see what is inside of our trees.
Did you drink it?
Yeah, and it tastes like water with a little bit of sugar in it.
Ooh, yum.
It's delicious.
Real thin?
Thin, like literally as thin as water.
Because I feel like when you have natural, real maple syrup, it is much thinner than the stuff you get at the grocery store.
Yeah,
it's like
because they put corn starch
molasses.
in it. Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Well, and it's interesting because I thought it was going to be brown and I thought it was going to be sticky. It is neither one of those things. And then here's what you do. Here's a little bit of how you boil it. And this is just a small sort of home little, process for small batch. But basically you have, although all of those containers contain the sap. And you just keep boiling it until you boil off all the water. So
over
this process,
like a
fire.
Wow.
So I mean,
I've
this
never
literally,
seen that.
I know, isn't that cool? And then you have to keep scraping off that foam, and then you strain it to get all the things out. I'm the worst describer ever. And then you have this pure maple syrup. So it takes forever. The reason it takes so long, and we boiled 80 gallons of sap to get like 2.5 gallons of syrup.
Whoa.
That's how much it was. So I brought some in for you.
Oh, I'd love to taste it.
Yeah, look how thin it is before, you can see how it like moves.
That is very thin. It looks delicious.
Yeah.
It's got like this beautiful caramel color.
Yeah, so do you want to taste it?
Yeah, how am I going to do that? Did you bring a spoon?
I didn't. Do you want to dip your finger in?
Ben, our floor director's like, do that.
Oh, here, there's some on the lid.
Oh, okay.
Taste that. What do you think? Isn't that good?
That's delicious. I think I'll take that home.
Yeah, it's so good, right?
That is good. It's almost got a little smoky flavor to it. No?
Oh, yeah, just a teeny bit. And that's from the smoke.
Oh, I could drink that.
That is really delicious.
That is delicious.
I'll leave that off to clean it for all of you germ-phobes out there. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to share the process because it was super cool. And then there's several different times that they will get enough sap potentially to do that this season.
Good for you. I think every kid should see a process like that and see how much work goes into doing the real thing.
The amount of respect I have for the trees and nature after that is like beyond words.
Look at you.
I seriously, I can't describe it. I'm
nature girl.
I'm loving the trees more than I ever knew I could.
I like you. You're a tree hugger.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
100%.
I love it. I want to talk about tattoos.
Okay.
So Ed Sheeran apparently has a tattoo in honor of his 5 future children.
That's right.
He's had rings inked on his back, which some people have heard, which he reportedly plans to dedicate to his kids when they arrive by adding their handprints then inside the circle. Well, the reason I bring that up is because I was listening to a radio interview with Mark Wahlberg, and it was funny, but not funny. He's got all these old tattoos. I think he had like Tweety Bird and Sylvester.
I remember the Tweety Bird one from Marky Mark. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish we had a picture that showed some of his tattoos. And then he had like a Bob Marley tattoo. I think that one was on his arm. And God We Trust, like a rosary and something around the neck. Well, anyway, he wanted them all removed prior to his movie he did. I think it was in 2010 when he did The Fighter.
Okay.
His dermatologist said, maybe 5 to 7 treatments over 5 to 7 years.
Just to laser him off, right?
He had more than 30 treatments. He said it was the most painful thing. He described it on the radio. Ooh. I mean, and he brought some of his older kids to show them why they shouldn't get inked.
So did he get all of them removed?
He apparently did. Because he doesn't have any left that I know of. Now that part I'm not absolutely positive about.
Okay.
But one of the questions was, well, why did you decide to do this? And he's like, maturity and sensibility. And he said, people get tattoos, especially when they're young, and they're like, it means something. It's something special. And he's like, come on, like, don't get them.
It's such a different day and age, though, now. I don't know many people who don't have tattoos.
Yeah, and I think some of the tattoos are very tasteful and meaningful, in my opinion. You know, everybody has their own opinion about it. I think some tattoos are super cool. But from somebody who thought they were cool and then changed his mind, I think his opinion was interesting about it.
That's a
So I'm not making a judgment about tattoos because I agree with you. I really like some of them. but painful to get them removed.
Wow.
He said,
well, it's painful to get them in the first place.
500 times more painful than getting them in the first place.
Wow, interesting. So that's our sound off today. Go to Facebook. We want to know, do your parents have tattoos? Because, you know, I mean, that was part of his thing, is he eventually was going to add his kids' stuff in there. I wonder how many are, you know, related to family and how you feel about it.
Yeah, well, the one, I think, In God We Trust or something was kind of interesting too. But yeah, an interesting conversation he had about his tattoos. Just a
Absolutely.
thought on that.